Now that was exciting. As the Blue Jays beat the Detroit Tigers 8-2, win the series, and get 16 hits for the first time since at the very least the All-Star break. Yeah. Almost about a month and a half, and you haven't even got 16 hits. That tells you how bad this team has been struggling. But they just tore up Anibal Sanchez in this one. His line, 4 2/3, 12 hits, 7 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, but he was awful. And the Jays made him pay. But J Happ, on the other hand, was dynamite in this one. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 was earned, 2 walks, and struck out 9. He was great, dropping his ERA 12 points to 3.73. If you're looking statistically, he's had a very, very good season. And the reason 1 was earned and the other 1 was not earned is because Richard Urania made an error on the play. That's a play that he's just going to have to, you got to get your body behind that. This turf is going to do funny things against you. That's not something you do. You don't play the ball to the side, especially when you don't know the turf that well. But it happens, and the Jays had a big lead, so that's all that matters, really, at this point. But let's break this bad boy down. Very first inning, Richard Urania at first base breaks, so he's stealing. I think they're playing hit and run. Kendrys Morales hits a ball more or less to the left center hole gap, but it didn't go to the wall. Richard Urania boogieing round second, rounds third, and slides in headfirst, safe at home, no throw. Jays up 1-0. Great job by Richard Urania to start something early. I love it. And then we move to the fourth with Ryan Goins on base. Teoscar Hernandez drills a ball to center. Get up. It just clears the wall. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's a wall scraper or not. It leaves the yard for his first home run of the season and first home run as a Blue Jay. And that was great to see him driving the ball to center. Very, very good thing. He had a big night. Then Kinsler hit the home run. Then Kevin Pillar staying red hot in the 5th inning, singles, scoring Bautista. And then with 2 runners on, Teoscar Hernandez up again. And hits the ball hard to right, and it carries, and it just gets over the wall. So that's showing you right there. He's got enough power to get it out to center field. Also, he's got power to go oppo. That's beautiful. 3-run shot there. And then on a pass ball in the 7th inning, Teoscar Hernandez scores again. So big night for him as the Blue Jays just cruise to the 8-2 victory. Let's break some of these guys' stats down. Richard Urania, 1 for 5, but he scored a run the very first run of the ball game. Bautista was 2 for 4 and scored a run. Kendrys Morales, 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. Kevin Pillar, after going 4 for 4 yesterday, goes 2 for 4 in this game with the RBI and a run score. He's now hitting 260 on the season. I'm sorry, if we're going overall, how did Kevin Pillar do this year? I think he's done what he's done all of his career so far, what we've seen from him. Kind of hitting 260, 250 is kind of what we've seen from Kevin Pillar. Ryan Goins was 1 for 3 with a run scored, and Teoscar Hernandez, obviously with a big night, 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, 5 RBIs, and obviously the 2 home runs, raising his average from 200 solid yesterday to 292 in this one. But Teoscar Hernandez becomes the first player in, first player in a while for the Blue Jays to hit 2 home runs, or 2 of their first 2 home runs as a Blue Jay in the same game, if you know what I mean. Last person to do that was J.P. Arancibia, but J.P. Arancibia's was a lot more, the moment was crazy because it was his MLB debut and he hit 2 shots and 4 RBIs in the 17-11 victory. I forgot who it was against, but that was crazy. And we ain't done yet. Darwin Barney, Darbar himself, went 4 for 4 in this game. Didn't score a run, didn't get an RBI, but he did go 4 for 4. And why not add Luke Maley in there and get a hit? He was 1 for 4 in the game as well. Now, the bullpen throughout the whole season has been taxed. We have said this from one day to the next. The bullpen, the starters either don't go along or the bullpen, it just can't do much. Well, the great thing about September, you have starters coming up from AAA Buffalo to play. And Luis Santos is a guy that did start in Buffalo quite a bit. So he went, after J-Hap went 6 solid, Luis Santos went, English, James, come on now. 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, and didn't walk a batter and struck out 2. You know, we talk about the 2 guys that we call up, Carlos Ramirez and Luis Santos. These guys have been dynamite. Obviously, Ramirez hasn't given up a run in a Blue Jays uniform yet. I think Luis Santos, if I'm not mistaken, has given up 1 measly run. Yeah, that was in the Baltimore game. He went 3 1/3 innings in that game. He went 2 innings against the Red Sox. That was 2 clean innings. And today went 3 clean innings, dropping his ERA to 1.08 and picks up the save. The reason for that, he goes 3 innings in that game and closes the game out. Great job by the bullpen. Great job by J-Hap. The bats were on fire. That is beautiful. But what are we going to see tomorrow? You know, the Jays have won 2 straight games. It's fun. It's fun to talk about an actual W. And it's really fun to be happy about the future. Teoscar Hernandez, Richard Urania, Carlos Ramirez, Luis Santos. Some upside, some bright spots. Now, the Blue Jays welcome the Baltimore Orioles to Rogers Center. Ubaldo Jimenez. Last time we faced him, he did very, very well, but his ERA is 6.80, but that really doesn't mean anything to the Blue Jays. Marco Estrada, he came off one of his best games of the season, but got the no decision as the Jays lost that, and Roberto Osuna blew that save. He went 7 innings, giving up 3 hits, struck out 3, and walked 3. He was dynamite. Hopefully we can see that again from him and maybe gain some momentum out of that. Game 2, Joe Biagini, Kevin Gausman. Biagini was awful in his last start, so hoping to get a rebound start from him. And Marcus Stroman, looking for a bounce-back start from him. Wade Miley on the mound for the Orioles, and that will wrap up that 3-game set before the Jays head to Minnesota, taking on the Twins. All right, so that is going to do it for this one, you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys enjoyed this game, because this was a lot of fun to watch, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What you guys think of the game? What you think of Hap's outing? What do you think of Teoscar Hernandez in this game? And as the Jays overall, how'd you feel? We didn't have Donaldson. We didn't have Steve Pearce. Again, and you play like that. That's beautiful. But can you keep playing like it? That's the thing. Consistency has been awful this year. But let's enjoy this win as it is. A solid one. All right? So comment down below, like I said, guys, what you guys thought of the game, what your expectations are for the Baltimore series, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. As, like I said, Ubaldo Jimenez, Marco Estrada, Game 1 of this 3-game series against the Orioles. They're still trying to cling on to their playoff hopes. They just got swept. I forgot who they were playing, but they just lost 3 straight games, so they just got absolutely swept by the Cleveland Indians because they're on an absolute tear right now. But you got to be the best to beat you have to be the best to beat. You have to beat the best to be the best, and they just lost 3 to one of the best teams. So they're now 500. The Jays look to continue to spoil their hopes, and that'll be nice. All right. So we'll talk to you guys then.